Hey everyone, and welcome to, I guess, how the rest of the world does like TikTok type of updates. This is the update for yesterday, which was Thursday. What am I saying? Monday, June the 15th of 2026. So here's the thing about that day, meaning yesterday. It was hot, okay? It was hot. Here in the Portland area, I believe the high that we hit, at least according to my phone app, was 99. Which at least, well, I think for anywhere would be considered hot. For the Portland metro area, extraordinarily hot. So, I mean, almost almost as hot as me when I dress up. Kidding. All right. Anyway, so what? Anyway, long story short, it was a nice day. It was like 100 degrees outside, just about, and I worked at the store. It was a bagging shift, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And just like I had the day before. And this day actually ended up spending most of it actually, bagging on a bagging shift, which wasn't quite the case the day before. Did end up spending the last 15 minutes or so, or doing the last 15 minutes or so of this tutorial that I had to take for this accounting thing that happens on Thursday morning. But otherwise, it was a pretty just kind of normal day at the store. Very hot, which means a little bit busier during the morning, and a little bit quieter during midday. But since this was like the third consecutive 90+ day, some of the surge of we're going to go out and avoid the heat was over, so it was a pretty decent day. Now, have I worked in retail long enough that I can almost explain the reasons for the traffic patterns after just about any shift that I have worked? The answer to that is, of course, yeah. If I'm going to be completely not modest, yeah, I pretty much am at that point. I can see the traffic pattern I can predict the traffic pattern on most days. And if there's an outlier of some sort, I can pretty much figure out the reason for it later. And I know that sounds kind of egotistical, but in 25 years, yeah, I pretty much can. And so, there we go. Let's see. After that, after the store shift, I did not go to the gym. And the reason for that being that yesterday afternoon, Mom came to town. My mother lives in Central Oregon, where my parents lived for, oh gosh, over 20 years. And she came out yesterday afternoon. She's going to be here for the next several days. And she's visiting some friends that they used to have in the Portland area. And because the thing is, boys and girls, for years, and I've alluded to this in some other videos, but for years, my parents would come and they would, like once or twice a month, and I would allow them to, and this is during the cruise line, but also a lot of the time that I was working at the store, even my my grad school years. And so when my parents would come to visit my place, to come visit their friends in the area, once they moved down to Central Oregon, I would allow them to come and use my place. It's kind of like a crashing pad. And we'd kind of hang out when I wasn't at work and stuff. But primarily they'd use my place as a crashing pad, and it was perfectly fine, but it's been a long time since either one of them could be there. But now with the things going the way that they're going with, everything, and if you're not sure what I'm alluding to, well, you can check the lore of the previous videos. But anyway, with all of that being said, Mom did come to town, and is going to be here for a few days, and is again visiting a couple of her friends and whatnot. But she is also not let's be showing my face on social media type. And so therefore, when I'd walk up to her, hey, I'm going to be filming a video about my day. Hey, want to be in it? that's not something that mom would ever want to do. And so as a result, I don't really film the videos, like, you know, obviously during time that I'm spending with her, and if I'm doing it at night, obviously I don't want to wake her up. So next update might be my sitting like on my couch quietly, just so we don't end up disrupting her or, you know, waking her up. But anyway, having mom in town is awesome, and we're getting a few things done, including a couple of very important things that we need to attend to, and I'll probably talk a little bit more about that here in future updates. So we spend the rest of the evening together. Mom really likes Papa John's for some reason, and which I do too. And so last time she was out here, actually, last time she was out here, she wanted this. They don't have that in her town in Central Oregon. And so we went and got it again today, or yesterday. And then we kind of talked, and yeah, it was just kind of a chill afternoon. Now, today, again, I've mentioned that because I don't want to, mom would not want to have anything to do with being on a video online. I am filming this in my car, on, what day is it today? Tuesday morning, the 16th. As a matter of fact, I'm right outside my gym, as a matter of fact, where I'm going to be heading in to get my workout done for today, here in just a moment. And so, yeah, this is the inside of one of my vehicles. This is the newest one. It's a Dodge Grand Caravan. They don't make these anymore. So you'll notice that I have the seats currently, have all the seats pulled down. This has the stow and go seats and whatnot, which means the middle seats fold all the way into the floor. And there's another row of seats back there as well. All of those are put away right now, because every time that I'm going down to Central Oregon, and bringing up stuff back from their place, using this storage capacity here to make that work. So, when I purchased this after the, I had an Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra for, oh gosh, it was my first car. It was a 94 that had actually originally belonged to my grandparents, and super cool car, like a civilian tank. It was like this maroon Oldsmobile, and used it as my primary vehicle for almost 20 years. Actually, no, God, a little over 20 years. From when I basically first got my license. They sold to me very cheap, and then used that as my primary vehicle until 2024. I think it was in 24, when the head gasket finally blew, and replaced it with this. Crazy that in this world, they don't really make sedan type cars anymore. Really like the Cutlass Sierra. And when I'm looking for like a civilian tank type of thing that is heavy and holds a lot of stuff and whatnot, after a vehicle like that, really what's the next thing on the market that kind of fits that niche? Well, a minivan. And so that's how I ended up joining minivan world. People who know me, when I was young, I did grow up during minivan era, like soccer mom era, like the 90s, and lots of families had these, and they might remember my saying, you know, I think that would be a really good type of car to have. Well, put my money where my mouth is 30 years later and got one. But anyway, that's where I filmed this. It is inside a Grand Caravan. And they don't actually make these anymore either. I guess my next vehicle will probably have to be a smart car, or probably one of these hybrid things that everybody has. Anyway, thanks for joining me all the way to the end. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll